So who are the great leaders and heroes that teach us about what it means to have an open crown? These are people who have received revelations and downloads from higher realms. In the ancient times, these would be people like Moses, Muhammad, people who go off to the cave or go up the mountain and have an experience of communing with something so much bigger than them. And they come back and try and tell everybody about it, and the whole thing, it often gets distorted in the stories, FYI. And you should probably ask yourself if Moses and Muhammad and the rest of these guys had a literal experience of these things happening, whatever they described, or if it was actually a deep inner awakening, a deep inner revelation. And does it matter? Because my view is that the revelation has the impact that it needs to for the person it's delivered to, and no one else can ever fully understand what you went through if you've had a spiritual experience. You can describe it, you can help people experience it and kind of get that tingly feeling of, wow, that's so cool, but they'll never be there, and that's okay. That's okay. What's important is what you do with that experience when it comes to you. So people like these individuals, and another example would be like Joan of Arc. Individuals who have a spiritual revelation and then they act on it. These are the prophets. These are the inspired leaders who, through non-logical means, pull in a vision and send it out to everyone else, and they all believe. And once enough of us believe, it makes it happen. It makes it real, right? This is how religions get started. So these are the people that teach us. And what do they teach us? They teach us how to have faith. They teach us how to go out and trust in a higher power. They teach us how to walk our path, not knowing how it's going to work out or where the answers are. You think Joan of Arc knew how that whole thing was going to play out, or Moses or Muhammad? They have no idea. They're just doing their best to execute on the visions and the revelations that have been revealed to them. You don't get to have it all figured out or in control. That's not how the universe works. Look, if you have something on your heart that was revealed to you that you know you need to do, you just have to go and do your best to execute on it. You have to trust that there's air support. You don't need to know 10 steps ahead. You just need to know the very next step. You don't need to know where it's all going. That's the thing. This is about surrender. The crown is about surrender. The ego is about control and planning. But when you get a vision and a revelation of something deep in your soul that you need to do, get to work. Take one step. Then you'll get the next step. And if you don't get the next step, just take a step somewhere and you'll start to get feedback. I stopped myself so many times in my life path because I was looking for, the damn angels or whoever to like decloak themselves and show me my next step. On earth, here's the way it works. They give you the vision, they give you an idea, and it's up to you to creatively execute on that. And that is the path, and that is the way forward. So, understand that these great leaders, Muhammad and Moses and these guys, even modern day teachers like Barbara Marciniak is a great one. She channels, right? Jerry and Esther Hicks are channelers. They channel this higher intelligence, this higher wisdom through them. And channeling is a whole other topic that you have access to through your crown chakra. Now, some people channel these other angels or entities. I recommend you channel yourself, your higher self, your true self. You channel your higher self, which is your like exalted spiritual true self. You'll have all the answers you ever need. But some people's path is to channel these other beings, right? And this is a fascinating subject. And if you don't know much about it, I suggest you go and investigate channelers. Now, there's a lot of bad channelers who aren't really tapped into anything because their spiritual radio antenna isn't dialed properly. And so they get a good message and then they'll get some BS. And then they get a good message and some BS. They're not a clear channel and you'll know them when you hear them. What you want to find are those people or those channels who, when you listen to them, you feel and it makes sense to you what they're actually saying and it's consistent. And again, I would never advocate you listen to any channeler more than you would listen to the authentic voice of your own heart and soul. Because there are many people, many situations that can pull you away from your true path in life. But it's interesting to note that because you have access to higher intelligence, you can, like these great heroes, tap into this exalted visionary world of spirit and pull down the inspired visions that you can execute in the real world. #Crown Chakra.